Hi everyone, welcome. This is my first ever video, and as we step into this new year, I wanted to talk about a role that is often misunderstood, the President of India. Many see it as a symbolic position, but the true measure of a president isn't found in their constitutional powers, it's found in their character. Today, we look at the leaders who didn't just occupy the office, but gave it a soul. We'll explore 5 individuals who redefined the role through 5 powerful ideas: foundation, teaching, education, conscience, and inspiration. Let's begin. Imagine being the first person to define a role for a newly born nation. That was the task of Dr. Rajendra Prasad. He didn't rely on a blueprint. He relied on his values as a freedom fighter. He was the anchor we needed when the ship was first set out to sea. He chose a life of extreme simplicity, even within the grand walls of the palace he lived in. By leading through personal example rather than command, he ensured the presidency became a symbol of public trust. Let's listen to his voice, where you can hear the quiet strength of a man dedicated to duty.
Friends, I just want to say a few words in English for the benefit of those of you who have not been able to follow my speech in Hindi. Honorable members will not consider it ungracious on my part.
While the first presidency was about stability, the second was about wisdom. Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan was a philosopher who believed that a nation's real strength isn't its military, but its mind. He showed us that the president could be the nation's moral compass. By shifting the spotlight from himself to the importance of teachers, he reminded us that leadership is, at its heart, a form of service to the truth. In this clip, notice how he speaks about loss of the heartbeat in a functioning society.
Friends, it is my privilege once again to say a few words to you on the eve of the 17th anniversary of our Independence Day. This would normally have been a day of rejoicing, but we are living in the shadow of the loss we have suffered by the passing away of our great national leader, Nehru, who left an imprint on our life and gave a new outlook to it. He still.
Dr. Zakir Hussain took that intellectual spark and brought it into the classroom. He believed that if you want to change a country, you have to start with the child. To him, Bharat was his home and every citizen was his family. His presidency was a bridge connecting practical learning with national unity. He proved that the highest office in the land could be the strongest voice for the smallest school in the furthest village. Listen to his vision of a nation's pillars that built the nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first lecture in this series on the good administrator was given by Sri C. Rajagopalachari in 1955.
As the world grew more complex, Dr. K.R. Narayan redefined the presidency for a modern democracy. He wasn't content with being a figurehead. He was the working president. Coming from a humble background, he understood that the law must protect the dignity of the marginalized. He used his moral authority to speak up when he felt the spirit of the Constitution was being tested. He reminded us that the president is the ultimate conscience keeper of the people. Here is his address to the whole nation.
Fellow citizens, it is with pride and pleasure that I join you in the celebrations of our Republic Day. It falls within the year of the Golden Jubilee of our independence. On this doubly auspicious occasion, I extend my warm greetings to all fellow citizens in India.
Finally, we remember the man who turned the presidency into a movement. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was a scientist who saw the stars but never forgot the ground he stood on. He believed that the Constitution was not just a book of laws, but a vision for a developed India. For him, upholding the Constitution meant igniting the minds of the youth and ensuring that the promise of "we the people" reached every classroom and laboratory. His effectiveness lay in his humility, proving that the most powerful thing a president can do is give 1 billion people the courage to dream. Let's listen to his words on the sanctity of our Constitution and the duty we owe to the nation.
This is the first session of Parliament after the National Development Council adopted the 10th Five-Year Plan. The plan aims at accomplishing a faster economic growth with a stronger thrust on employment generation and equity. It has set the target of 8% annual average GDP growth rate during the plan period, with the companion target of 5 crore additional employment.
From the first days of our independence to the present day, the presidency has been a journey of service. This legacy of duty was carried forward by the statesmanship of Pranab Mukherjee, the humble service of Ramnath Kovind, and today by Srimati Draupadi Murmu, who stands as a historic symbol of our Constitution's inclusive reach. Along the way, many presidents, each shaped by their own time, have carried forward the responsibility of protecting our democracy and representing the conscience of the nation. These leaders remind us that true leadership isn't about the power you hold over others, but the impact you leave behind. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me for my first video. I hope these stories of our first citizens stay with you as we move into this new year. I'll see you in the next video.